What's up, guys? It's your girl Amanda Sapp here with amazing 102.5 FM, your Do Good Through Good station where we're changing lives one listener at a time. I'm excited about this guest that I have here in the studio with us today. He's a friend to the station. He is a political analyst, and he's here to talk about the 2024 presidential debate that we just all witnessed on yesterday. Please welcome into our amazing studio, Mr. Christian Alexander. Great morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everybody. Thank y'all for having me this morning.
It's so good to have you here in the studio. You've been here before. You actually used to be a co-host here at our station.
I did. It was a few years ago.
It was a few years ago.
When I was teaching.
Yeah.
Actually, had a little conundrum.
Yes.
Decided on whether to go to work or come here and shoot radio.
You were trying to make it happen, and
Yeah.
you did make it happen. It wasn't even a try. You actually made it happen. So I want to thank you while we're on here now, and let you know that I appreciate you because, you know, building this station, making it expand, it takes a team, takes, people who are understanding of the vision and the mission, who want to see it grow. Yeah. And I am not doing this by myself. People like you who help make those things happen. So I want to thank you.
I really appreciate that. I had a great time. Like all the other guest hosts,
Yes.
the different personalities that came in and out of the studio.
Man, we're making it work.
We used to have a good time. It was a really good time. Really good time.
We're here today because there is a debate that just happened yesterday. Now, listen, I am no political anything. I really try my best to steer clear, really, honestly. However, I watched the debate on yesterday, and it was quite interesting. You have notes, good.
Yeah, I got notes.
It was quite interesting to me, and I brought you in here today because I know that you have delved in politics in many different ways. You've worked in many different campaigns. For someone who is just learning about you right now, you can share a little bit about what you have done, and then let's go into the debate.
Yes. So my name is Christian Alexander. I'm a Democratic political consultant. Worked on numerous Democratic campaigns from federal, state, and local here in Houston, just all over the country, really. Anybody who wants to become a Democrat elected official, I'm your guy. Give me a call. We could talk strategy, campaigns, digital communications, whatever it is, like whatever we got to do to get those people across the finish line. That's my forte, and I really like it. It's fun.
Good. It's good to see you in your spaces that I have seen you in. I think you're well respected. People do take what you say into consideration. It's great to have you out here doing what you do. Now, to kick off, I think the first thing that has been coming into play here is the initial introduction to the two, both Trump and Harris. And I think their introduction was a handshake. She walked over to him, shook his hand. What do you think about that?
The handshake was crazy. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I actually screamed at the television.
Why were you screaming at the
Because
TV?
it was such a moment, right? Like, cause you saw him being avoidant. Like, you could see him, like the energy.
Are you being biased right now?
No, like, did you not, like, what was your perspective? Because I thought, I saw him, like, she came out very proud, right? Hey, how you doing? Like, what's up? I'm here. And he was like, no, I'm not going to shake your hand. Like, I'm not going to give it to you. Now, I don't know. In my mind, there are a lot of things that played out, right? Is he being sexist? Is he being racist? Like, is he just being a coward? Like, why, as a man, when you come out and on the debate stage, right, in this space, why can't you just honor this person standing across from you like an honorable human being? Why can't you do that? Why did you just try to go right behind the podium and get started really, really quick? It was terrible. But she stood her ground, and she pressed him. That's why I screamed at the TV.
What do you think about, I was looking on social media and I saw some comments of 3 versus 1. Do you believe that?
No, I don't. If you listened to former President Trump, he sounded like a fool the entire time. As far as, the most outrageous thing was that the people are eating the pets, right? And, shout out to all the Haitians Americans.
Give me a little bit more about what that statement was, because I think I'm hearing mixed reviews about what he said in that regard.
So apparently there is a small population of Haitian Americans who have moved to Springfield, Illinois.
Let me stop you right there.
Correction. It's Springfield, Ohio.
And the people who live there are upset about it. And they are saying these egregious things. about these people. Our pets are starting to, disappear and all this other kind of stuff. And the racist trash that people spew about people from foreign countries and their diets and things like that. And so he played into that. Now, what he was doing was playing into his base. His base are a bunch of folks who don't know other people who don't really look like them. They come from these really small insular communities, and they're deeply religious, and they're scared of the outside world. And that's why he kept saying all of these things that would, like, stoke fear in people. Like, they're eating your dogs. People love their dogs. They love their cats. No, not my pets. My home. Like, we're under attack. He kept saying we're under siege. They're giving our country away. He wants to scare these people. That's how he gets into power. People don't love Donald Trump. They don't love him. You're either going to be loved or feared.
Now, this is your opinions. This isn't necessarily the opinions of Amazing 102.5. I just want to point that out.
Yes.
Now, what are some other points that you might want to make in regards to this debate and your thoughts about it? I do see you have your notes there. Take us through what you experienced when you watched it.
Generally, I do think that the vice president had a strong performance. I do think that her experience as a lawyer really kept the former president on edge. She poked him a few times. She picked at his rallies, which is something he's very proud of. And you see, he was like, wait, people come to my rallies. They love my rallies. They don't leave my rallies. I think that he couldn't keep his head on. Like, she kept him off balance the entire time. As far as her performance, as far as her giving us more, I think that, like, in the coming months, she does need to give more. She needs to give more context as far as, like, what she's going to do for the country and as the president. I think that she didn't do the best job in answering some of those questions, those harder questions that were lobbed at her. I think the things that she said around them were great, but getting straight to the point would have been a lot more beneficial to her campaign, especially trying to get those swing voters to come over to our side. So she needs to be a little bit more direct and give the people a little bit more face time.
I think I could agree with you there.
Yeah.
That one part of things for sure.
Yeah. But, I mean, outside of that, I think that, she showed strong. There were a lot of things that people were saying about the fact-checking, like they were just fact-checking the former president and stuff like that. And
I want to give a shout-out to the moderators. I feel like they did a great job, both of them. I don't know their names. I wish I had that in front of me. But the two moderators of that debate, I think they did an outstanding job in questioning both parties about things that they had said in the past. What are your thoughts about the moderators?
I think the moderators...
Could they have asked some better questions, more questions? What do you think? Were they one-sided? I've seen those things on social media too.
Personally, I think they did a great job. I think that they asked the questions that most Americans have on their mind, like with the hot button issues, things like that. I don't think that they were trying to
sway your opinion onto make it more easier for one candidate than the other.
No, I mean, as a young Southern black man, I'm, my politics is, it's a little mixy, right? So I don't think that they said anything that was outside of the purview of the American people. I think that they were on topic with what people want to hear and what people's fears are, and we want to see what our leaders or our potential leaders will do about these problems. I think they did a good job. The moderators in most debates get a bad rap.
Right.
They're like referees. You missed a call or whatever the case may be. So you can't really, you can shake the ref's hand after the game and say thank you for being here and for running up and down the field with us because, who else is going to do this?
What do you think about the fact that there was no audience in this presidential debate? Would you have rather an audience, or do you think it was set up exactly how it should have been?
I did think it was weird. I think people should be able to be there, but also with our current political climate, I don't think it would have been the most conducive. Yeah.
I didn't think about it that way. It probably makes sense. Is there going to be another one? And if so, I wonder if that's going to be public. Do you know if there is another debate on the rise, or how does that work?
Well, the Harris campaign said yesterday that they are open to one. Now, I don't know. I mean, Trump said yesterday that he had a great debate. He did a great job. Everything's great. You know how he is. Everything's great. Everything I do is awesome. So, I don't, I don't think that he will. I don't think that he will shy away from it. I think he'll try to draw it out to a more appropriate time that best suits him and his campaign to make him look.
What is some advice that you would give to people who may not have seen the debate and maybe they don't even think that their vote counts?
And I'm gonna look directly into the camera. My advice to you is to understand that politics starts local, right? So I understand that we're going to be voting for the president here in November, but more importantly, where you live, you have a say in what happens in the area around you. And if you don't talk to the people who we are electing, not just outside of the president, because you can't really go and talk to that person, but you can talk to your city council member, you can talk to your state rep, you can talk to your state senator, you can talk to a plethora of people who we elect every other November, and we can make changes in our communities. So if you are, feeling a way about voting for the president, that's fine. Vote for your constable. Vote for your sheriff. Vote for those folks. And then we can work you up to going and voting in presidential elections and stuff like that. But let's start locally. Let's start so that you can actually feel the impact of your vote, so that you can understand that it actually does matter. Because there are people who need one of you to vote in their election, and they will become the next or the first, right? And we can get rid of the last bad person if one of you vote. So that's
What you're saying here. I wanted to bring you in to get your insight, your intake about all of this that's going on here in the country, what's happening here in our world, here in the United States. But, what is your take overall about the debate? The aerial view, looking down, it's over now. What is your final take on all of this?
I thought it was entertaining, but I didn't think it was informative at all.
Really?
Yes.
See, I'm getting all these mixed reviews. Some people are saying informative. Some people are saying entertaining. Your thoughts are it was
entertaining. I mean, I didn't personally. I can't speak for everyone else.
Sure.
I wasn't given any new information.
What would have made it informative for you?
I think that had they directly answered the question.
Both parties, you're saying. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right? Because these are the things that everybody wants to know. Mm-hmm. The questions that they didn't answer directly. These are the things that we want to know. That's what I want to know. Mm-hmm. I want to know about how they feel about those questions. So I'm looking forward to in the coming months, right? In the next, we don't even have months, right? We're less than 60 days away.
Mm-hmm. I think it's 55 days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in the coming days, I'd like to see how their positions change and how they open up to the candidates and what they say when they're on the campaign trail.
It's funny. I did because again, I'm not a political guru or any of those things. Never have claimed to be. There was a point where Trump said there are things that Harris says she's going to do, but she's in office now and hasn't done. And then I saw a comment that said she can't do that. Some of the things that she says she wants to do because that's not her position. I don't know if that's a true statement that he's saying or not, if she's able to do some of these things. Or maybe that's a gray area that we need to wait to see more in the coming days.
Well, she is the vice president.
Right.
So, the vice president does have power, but she's not the president, right? So it's not her platform. These aren't her things. Right, she is the number 2 right now. Mm-hmm. So, yes, as far as on the debate stage, that sounds good, right? To people who are uninformed, but she's not President Harris right now. So it could be a totally different story if she was the person in charge. But she has to collaborate with somebody, right? And that person has their own agenda and their things that they would like to do, right? They have their own dreams. So he tried a few times to link her to President Biden.
I was just curious. I didn't really know what to think on that in that regard. But great answer. Yeah. I really appreciate you stopping by here today and sharing your insight with us. Next time I'm bringing someone who is of the Republican party to sit next to you, and then that way I can really dive deep into all of this.
That would be cool.
We want you to stay tapped in, stay tuned in, stay amazing. If you could, please leave us with something inspiring, something empowering, something we could take with us the rest of the day, the rest of the week, and all the way up to the weekend.
Yeah. Stay here now. I think that's my message for everybody, right? I know the past happened and you wish for the future, but like now is the only moment that we really have. And so if you're so focused on like then and there, like whatever you're doing now is going to be diminished. So, like just stay here, like, and don't leave us to go over there or go back there.
How do we find you?
My Instagram is the with 2 E's, Thee, Christian Alexander. Christian is spelled like you love Jesus. Anywhere else you can find me through that, the Christian Alexander on Instagram.
Hey guys, look, I'm Amanda Sapp here on the Amanda Sapp Morning Show, an amazing 102.5 FM. You do good through a good station where we're changing lives one listener at a time. Until next time, we're out.